We're in here, about to go local real quick. It's the Modern Hip Hop Channel at 95.3. We call it
Yep.
Go Radio with
Yep.
my man Phil,
Yes, sir.
Felipe,
Yes, sir.
Los Nativos,
Yes, sir.
Rhyme Sayers,
All of those things.
Fifth Element,
Fifth Element. You
Soundset.
see, I got my.
Oh, you're acquainted, bro.
Yeah, I try. No, it's a blessing to be a part of all of those things, and
Yeah.
I love it.
A very tight-knit, serious, professional group of guys.
Yep, and family, family
Right.
oriented, and
Right.
all of those things.
You've been
Yep.
down with these guys since day one.
Day one. Yep, that's like I said, that's the squad. I
Yeah.
love being there. I miss Fifth Element sometimes. I love to kind of pursue some of my own art stuff. And,
Good for you.
I rocked that from '99 till 2013.
Every time I went to the store, we would chop it up
Yeah.
about music, and I
Yep,
would go
yep.
in there, and you'd always be in there,
Yep.
cooling with a smile,
Hey,
good
man.
vibes, and
know.
being a guy, an artist as well, and a
Yep.
respected artist in the scene. Humble cat, running the
Appreciate
store,
that.
working,
Appreciate that.
and always connecting with everybody. I can imagine the people that you know. Obviously, being an artist is one thing, but
Mm-hmm.
being in that store.
Yeah, no, and that's part of kind of the look that we went for too when it opened in the store. It's like that whole atmosphere of doing the business part of selling the hip hop music and selling
Yeah.
things like that put us in a situation where we almost had an opportunity to be able to network with folks just like us in other cities,
Mm-hmm.
and we know what the struggles were for the underground cats. So like, okay, let's, instead of only catering to what you can get through distribution, let's go hand to hand and find the homies that that need the same sort of look.
It's amazing.
Put their stuff in our store, put their stuff on the website, and then consequently, when they're small independent labels or larger labels are like, man, they're selling units out of this little store in Minneapolis
Right.
called Fifth Element. Then
Right.
they call in, so then you got an opportunity to. They're cats that sometimes just even off the Rhyme Sayers name, I wouldn't be able to get past a certain point in certain places. But then you start talking about, oh, but I run a record store in Minneapolis, and
Right.
where anything that hip hop, about hip hop, even if we don't
Independent.
sell it, folks come asking. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So like
Yes.
shows, tickets, anything, people call from out of town, like what's going on in Minneapolis these days, like as if that's part of the service. But hey, man, most of those cats in there know, and so we gotta share the love and show
Yeah,
people what's
man.
going on in the Twin Cities.
When I moved out here back in '06, I remember calling back east being like, you guys got to get your stuff in this store. Like,
Yeah.
this is the spot for like the real independents, the guys. The CD looks official. It's got a barcode, but him and his people pressed it up. It's
Yep.
not no distribution company, and they're
Yep.
doing it themselves.
Yep.
In 2016, last of a dying breed, last of a dead breed. There's
Yeah.
no more record stores.
Oh no, man, and it's it's kind of sad sometimes because them same record stores that I would call for years and have relationships with the managers that were just we were going through the same sort of thing. As soon as you land in those cities, you try to go touch down and see go see that spot. I mean, not being able to hit a Fat Beats and some of in LA and you know what I'm
Bro.
saying, like stuff like that is just kind of like, man, dang, like that's.
There was a
That's-
spot we used to go to in Boston called Biscuit Head Records.
Yeah.
Biscuit Head was so poppin'. You
Yeah.
could go, you get the vinyl, you get a little T-shirt, you get maybe some slip mats,
Yep.
you get some stickers on the way out in a
Yep.
little bag.
Yep.
When those stores died, and that was so exciting when I came here, like, oh, the essence of the culture is
Mhm.
still
Yep.
alive and well in Minneapolis.
Yep.
The Twin Cities embraces hip-hop culture, not just rap music,
Right.
very wholeheartedly. When you see the Soundset Festival and you see the different elements of the culture being represented, the b-boys, the graffiti artists, obviously the artists, the DJs, then this car show deal.
Right.
This is dope. This is
Yeah.
something that you're very passionate about.
Yeah, no, man, it's one of them things where we sat down and, I remember distinctly sitting in the office and having this conversation about doing Soundset and putting the festival together. And the first thing out of my mouth was like, yo, we got to add a car show. We had done things like we traveled out east or Midwest still to Cincy to go to Scribble Jam.
Of course.
And the spot that Scribble Jam was in and being friends with Dibbs, and Dibbs is a car head too.
Definitely.
So him and I would way back then, I would be like, man, it'd be super dope if you threw a car show in the front of where Scribble Jam was being held. I think it was called Annie's Parlor or something like that. And they had
Yeah.
this huge ass parking lot in the front, and in the back, is where they threw the festival. And so as soon as we had an opportunity, I was like, bro, gotta let me throw a car show,
Yeah.
In the mix. Like, how
Yeah.
dope would that be? The culture. I know the guys in the car community well enough to at least be able to get a small group of folks. I didn't know it was going to turn into what it turned into.
Right.
And so, I mean, that's kind of where we are now. And it's catapulted us in a situation where I think Soundset and the vehicle of Soundset has the opportunity to put us in a spot where we could have one of the premier car shows in the Midwest again.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the bigger car shows, the Lowrider magazines, the Dub magazines, and some of these that used to come to at least to Chicago are pulling out a lot of places like that too. And it's not that the car scene or the car culture is dying there. It has a lot to. I just think it has a lot to do with being in the Midwest and cats can't drive out.
The weather.
Yeah, 12 months out the year, you're not doing it.
Right. If you're in Cali, it's warm all year round. Right. You're cultivating the car. There's car shows every quarter, every season.
So businesses can sustain themselves because everybody's always working their car. Here it's like, you know what I'm saying? From this time to this time, you don't never want to see your car in the shop because you better get all the rides you can
100%.
And then you go store it somewhere, and then that's when you work on it. And so
my man Hot Rod rides the bikes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Couple months out of the year.
Too. Yeah, no, you get to putting on extra layers just so you can get out there.
I seen you guys. I would drive by like, this fool, man.
No, man.
Thirsty to get on that bike, man.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Man.
I know.
The thirst is real when it comes time.
I can imagine.
Nah, it's lovely, man. That wind in your face.
But that's like playing ball. I grew up playing basketball in the Northeast, and dude, when you can't play outside and you can't go to the court and it's snow, you're in the driveway, you're in your garage dribbling the ball, and then when it breaks, I'm out there and sweeping off the court, shooting jump shots. My hands are all cracked
we're a
open.
Basketball household too. We do that. It's either we're in there talking about cars, hip hop, or hoop. You know what I'm saying? At home and at the label when I'm there.
That's what it is, though, man.
Yeah.
That's dope.
You know, to tell you the truth, I've always wanted to put a little sport court somewhere at Soundset and have a 3-on-3 hip hop tournament.
I'm all about that.
Yeah,
I'm all about that. I got a squad ready.
Either way, that's something I'm working on though. Even if it doesn't happen at a Soundset, I've got.
I would love to be involved with that. I know a couple of guys.
No, because I want to do it as a youth fundraiser because I'm involved in a lot of the local AAU basketball programs and working with kids from the inner city, trying to get them the bread to go play some of these AAU programs. And so I've got a little thing that I'm doing kind of on the side, but. Yeah, that's one of the things I've always wanted to do, put a hip-hop basketball tournament together, a little 3-on-3.
Yeah, and let me know, you say your daughter was doing AAU.
Yeah, yep.
I would love to be involved in any way to come. If you got something with kids going on.
Man, we have a tournament this weekend at Roosevelt High School, Minnehaha Academy, and the YWCA Midtown Grassroots Sizzle throwing the tournament. Got some of the dopest from 7th to 8th.
This is a hotbed for basketball talent.
No, the cats you read about, the kids you see on Facebook and all of that. And,
they're gonna be out there.
They'll be hooping this weekend.
It's a beautiful
live
thing.
Play for Grassroots and Sizzle. And I'm saying, man, it's 15, 16-year-old dudes in practice just poking, just every time. I'm just like, bro, I'll shoot my little.
Yeah.
Quick,
my days, but I still get out there and scrap a little bit. And it's funny when I get in the gym and you hit like 6 or 7 threes in a row, and they're like, I'm like, what did you think the white boy was gonna do, though? You know? Like, what did you think? I'm like, I'm from the parking lot, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So let's get back to this car show deal. If anybody wants to get involved, and they want to get their car in, they've been working on it all winter, how can they get involved?
They can go to soundsetfestival.com/car-show. Don't forget the dash in between, but it's soundsetfestival.com/car-show. And that'll give you all the information that's currently available. It's a little bit different. Back in the day, we used to do the old school first come, first serve, register at the gate. But where the one thing about the Soundset car show is we have to live within the confines of Soundset, the festival. We don't just have all the space in the world. It's going to be at the State Fair this year. That's a beautiful look, especially for the car world. We're on blacktop again. No more grass, no more mud.
Perfect.
No more mud, no more dirt. So I've already got a couple like cats that own some exotics, some Lamborghinis. I got talking to a dude with the custom paint job on a Bugatti. Why would you touch that car and put a custom paint job? But it is what it is. When you own it, you can do what you want with it, right? So from Bentleys to some of the dopest Lolos I've seen in the Midwest in a long time. A couple cats bringing cars from out of town. So it's a beautiful thing, man. And I think that we have the caliber in the Midwest. The festival itself is one of those things where you can't look on the stage and classify any type of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
There is a lane, and so I try to do the same thing with the car show. There's certain styles of car that if I had all the money in my pocket, I don't know if that'd be the first car I go get.
100%.
But I appreciate the effort, and I appreciate the love of the culture.
Yeah, yeah.
And so let's be diverse even in how we what I've been calling curate the car show lately, because
100%.
I'm, you know what I'm saying, it's not just a free for all
I hear
anymore.
you though when you say Bentleys and lowriders, you're also saying Future and the Roots.
Exactly. Exactly.
There's levels, and,
Right,
and it's
exactly.
all the same
Exactly.
family tree.
Exactly. And how long have you look back at hip hop history, and we've always had an affinity for cars and bikes. You know what I'm
100%.
saying? Look at all the whole Rough Rider movement.
Right.
You know, Snoop and Dre G Thing video.
Think of the
Kid- all
first
the way back to
EPMD
Kid Frost.
album when they're sitting by the beach and he got
Yeah.
the IROC and he got the Beamer.
Right. And then and you know, Jeeps, you know what I'm saying? Like the
Course.
hottest thing, like you didn't just have a
Course.
Jeep, the top had to come off. It had to have certain
Yes.
rims on it. It had to have the little spare tire. If the spare tire was a regular spare and it wasn't the rim that matched, you was
Isn't
soft.
it amazing how we've upgraded though?
Oh yeah.
The culture
yeah.
over the last
Oh,
20
yeah.
years and 30 years.
Yep. No, it's beautiful. It's you know, especially with guys being able to do some of the things that they do in the bigger cities here.
Yeah.
So some of these shops are learning how to do the custom fiberglass work
Yeah.
and the this and the
Yeah.
that and stuff like that. Some cats still got to drive over to Chicago and get some things done, you know. But
It's
it
cool.
is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's Midwest love, and we're just. I know the car culture here deserves a spotlight. So as long as I'm breathing, as long as I'm part of this Rhyme Sayers Soundset family, I'm always going to try to represent the car show, the car culture,
Bro,
and,
you
and
are-
make sure that we stay connected.
You
in
are
the hip-hop.
dedicated to the culture.
Yes, sir.
And you've made a good living. You have a good life. You have this amazing thing happening where
Yes.
it's selling music, car show, making music,
Yep.
promoting this
Yep.
family atmosphere.
Yep.
Yo, I had Toki in here yesterday.
Yeah.
I got you in here today.
Yeah.
You know, we're grown-ups.
Yeah.
And we're still doing what we love.
Yep. I've got 4 kids, man, and it's beautiful because I get to watch my kids do and enjoy these things too, and it's different. You know, when we started all this, man, the one thing that you would have never been able to get any of us to guess is that part of it. You know what I mean? Like you see all the other parts. You see the touring, you see the shows, you see the benefits of opening the store, but what you don't think about is, you know what I'm saying, like watching your kids grow up a part of it. My kids have, you know, been to Soundset since day one. I was talking to my oldest son yesterday about it, and he doesn't even remember the first Soundset.
Wow.
He was that young. You know what I'm saying? Like I think
Yeah.
he was 5. So like he's like, I don't even remember. I was there. I'm like, actually, you were the first person to ever touch a Soundset stage, and he's like,
Wow.
for real?
Wow.
You know, and
Yeah.
back then it was kind of like, man, see, you know what I'm saying? That's what we get for not putting a record out. Like, you know, it was love that we got to play. Los and I got to play some, you know, also in Los Nativos, so we got to
Right.
play, but we played first. And at first, you know, that the first year you're like, man, we got to open up, but then you try to pep talk yourself out of that, and then 9 years later, I look back and go, bro, I was the first, you know, sound that you heard from Soundset. And so to me, you know, whatever I got to do to make it feel
it's
feel better, you know
phenomenal,
what I'm
bro. Phenomenal.
You know what I'm saying? So it is
Graced
what
that
it is.
stage, Metrodome
It-
parking lot was lit.
Yeah, we had 25 cars that day. Like that, it went from 25 cars to 200 at one point, and we've kind of gone. We took away the car audio competition. It was really hard to maintain the two. People were starting to, you know, to try to bring, you know, your everyday driver, but it had beats in it, and
Right.
I appreciate that part of it too. I'm trust me, man. I'm a hip hop artist. I want to
course.
hear the lowest end possible, as loud as possible.
Right.
But I had to make some compromises and some decisions, and what I want to do is make sure that what you look at every time you walk by one of those cars is a lot of is just the next step up, the next level, and it's nothing to take nothing away from some of those guys who were coming with the car audio. It's just their only thing that they were bringing to the table at that point is the sound, you know, the sound. So and we need something a little bit different when it comes to that
Understood.
car show. It's not, you know, now if I use that as a launching pad to do something later in the summer, Soundset car show here, and something, you know, maybe we do
Cool.
something that's straight up just a
Right.
audio competition.
But you guys are
Cross that
doing
bridge.
so many different elements at
Right.
it. Like, we can't do it.
Right.
We
And
gotta,
that's yep. But this year, one of the things that we're trying to kind of lean into is the motorcycles, because we're back on blacktop. Because we're on blacktop, you know, I think it's gonna be a much better situation.
who are you most excited to see artist-wise?
You know what's funny is I always get that question, and my real answer is about 4 years ago I stopped doing that to myself.
Really?
I did because I run the car show.
You
And so my
can't.
first priority is
Right.
the car show. So every year, it never fails. I'll make a point, and I'll even tell my wife, my family, Los Nativos family, my Electric Machete Studios family come in real heavy and help me out with organizing the car show. So I'll tell all the whole squad, okay, look, and we got a little trailer over by the car show, got the schedule up. Man, I've been doing this for a long time with the Rhyme Sayers cast. So even the car show's organized like that. So I'll be over there
Right.
like highlighting all the stage shows like, okay, here and here. All I'm asking is y'all hold me down so I can run over to the stage and see
Peep
somebody.
it for a second.
Man, every year I'll be over there. Phil, can you get on my radio starts blowing up? Cypress and Kendrick and De La. Them were the three I had to see. Though I've tried on different occasions to pinpoint,
Right.
schedule it in my phone,
Right.
make sure ain't no radio
Right.
interviews or nothing going on in my world.
No.
This is what I'm doing, and every time.
Don't play yourself.
Every time.
Don't this year. Don't miss Machine Gun Kelly.
I'm MGK. Actually, you know what's funny is
He's unbelievable.
yeah. Oh no.
Live wise, like it's something to see.
I'll shut down the car show to go see the Roots. I'm sorry.
Has to be done, man. Black Thought out here.
Oh man, every single time, you know, when we sit in the office and talk about who we think we might want to bring out or whatever's on the table, man, whenever that name would be in the air, you know, I'd always be like, okay.
Please, man.
I just come back to I don't see the Roots on the flyer. It was cracking.
Yeah.
And so, you know, but it's one of them things where I just stopped doing it to myself. The
Smart.
car show has become that much of a staple for me that it's almost like I've got tunnel vision around March. You know, I've had to schedule all my other contract work I do. I kind of let that lay off a little bit and just do this because, you know, I got to be out moving and shaking. You know what I mean? I got to get out to the car community. Cats are taking their cars out right about now. And so many submissions, man. And that's kind of why I reached out to y'all, man. I knew that grassroots hometown builder from the ground up kind of attitude is what goes on around here. So let's do the same with the car show. Use this vehicle mechanism to get people that might not have known there was a car show. There's cats that come up to me every year like, I didn't know there was a car show even here. And you know what I'm saying? They're sitting in the front of the stage and they don't want to move all day. So they never know that there's other stuff going on at Soundset.
Right.
Those are the cats we're talking to. Those are the ones,
It's a beautiful thing.
Yep, the ones that are, listen to the station but don't necessarily have never been to Soundset, man. Come through the car show. You know?
Right. No, don't miss Soundset for many reasons. The artists are amazing.
Yep.
But the culture and the atmosphere at Soundset is second to none. It's the greatest hip hop festival in America.
Man, it's
happening right here.
It's on back in St. Paul. You know, it's gonna be. Back in the Twin Cities, it's going to be at the fairgrounds. You know what I'm saying? It's easily accessible. It's nice flat ground, nice location, central, easy to get to.
Flat ground.
Yeah.
That was something we've been missing.
Yeah.
Flat ground.
People, it's
I never took that into consideration. There's a lot of hills and slopes.
Man, well, I think it's a little bit more because of where we were with the car show there. If it rained heavy at Soundset, but the way that everything drained was right back into
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's over. It's over.
It's
flat ground. My sneakers are staying clean this time.
I get excited about flat ground for that hydraulic hop because now I got cats already talking crazy to each other
off the pavement too.
Oh yeah,
bouncing off the pavement.
We're gonna do it this year. Yep, we're back full effect. We got motorcycles coming out. More than ever, especially because of that blacktop, man. It's I'm telling you, when I started telling people about that in the car world, they're like, "What? Word?"
Nah, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool,
it's gonna
man.
be.
Best of luck, Soundset jumping off May 29th, Minnesota State Fairgrounds.
Yes,
Rhyme Sayers, Los Nativos.
At Los Nativos, Twitter, all of that, social media.
Get at him, man.
Please do.
Let's get it right, man.
Peace to Tremont.